And Ian, thank you for being here.
Thanks.
So Ian owns a company called Red Brick Taxi. It's a delivery service, and it also is a drop and pickup service. And I've used it myself, so it's a fabulous service on campus. And they do cheaper rides than Oxford Taxi, very effective. And he's the owner with us. So Ian, could you just tell us a little bit about yourself first?
Well, yeah, I'm a student here. I'm a physics major, and gonna graduate in the spring. So senior year.
Okay,
I'm
so
excited.
we have a student entrepreneur here with us. So Ian, what was it that drew you into this business? Like, why did you start?
Um, I saw an opportunity to give people better service than what they were getting already. Um, it started out as people just asking me for rides because I was doing delivery for restaurants uptown, and then it kind of evolved into a full-fledged service.
Okay, okay, so that's how he started out. So Ian, can you tell me a little bit about your competitors?
Um, I wasn't too worried about them because the market's not really saturated as far as taxi companies. There's a lot of business out there that has yet to be tapped. And I mean, with students coming every year, obviously there are people who have yet to find out about the companies that are existing. No company's going to have loyal customers forever.
Yeah.
And um, I got some pushback because I ran an Uber-like service.
Okay.
But on the whole, I'd say I handled it pretty well.
Yeah. Okay. So Ian, tell me something about the employees. I mean, I've used your service and I've seen you're the one. But if you look to expand, do you look to employ more people or just go by yourself?
Well, the business model that I've been running on is kind of a loose network or confederation more than an employee base. So I have other people who I work with. I network with them. I direct rides to them. If I'm not able to handle one, they direct them to me if they're not able to handle them. And we kind of work in sort of a business sharing way.
Okay, that's interesting. So what are the major costs involved in this business?
Mostly just car maintenance, a little bit of advertising, printing flyers, business cards. Um,
So like, how have you publicized? Like, have you looked at social networking or
oh
anything?
yeah, I did a lot of social networking. Decided just to make a Facebook page rather than make a website for the company because I have no webmastering skills, but I definitely can make a Facebook page,
Yeah.
and that was easy. And I got a generous following on there.
Okay. So Ian, can you tell us a little bit about your customer base?
Yeah, mostly drunk students.
Okay.
Um, Either people who want to go uptown to parties or want to come home from the parties.
Okay.
Sometimes I get airport rides.
Yeah.
Um, and but that makes up the majority of the business that I get.
Okay. And I hear you also like lower your prices as compared to your other competitors. So does that give you an edge?
Um, it does give me somewhat of an edge in as much as I can wage a price war, but I don't have the manpower and I don't have the time to commit fully to because I'm still in school. I don't have the
Yeah.
time to commit around the clock to making this a functional business,
Yeah.
such as Oxford Taxi or 523 Taxi or this new Dodge and Cab company.
Okay.
Or Dodge and Taxi. I don't know. I've just seen some cars with the logo. Um, yeah. The pricing, it's because I don't have to pay commissions, because I don't have to pay my people to do stuff for me. I don't have to work with payroll or anything. I can keep my prices lower.
Okay. And like finally, can you tell us that does this reduce your margins at all because you're looking at lower prices? So does that affect your business in any way?
Does affect profit margins. It affects base profit margins where I could be charging $5 a ride, base charge
Yeah.
if I wanted to, but I've chosen to go a different route. It does affect my base margin, but people are usually more generous and do tip.
Okay.
But yeah, it varies honestly per ride.
Okay. Okay. So Ian, I mean, any new business obviously comes with its own set of unique problems. Could you elaborate and explain some of the problems that you have faced as an entrepreneur?
One of the biggest issues with owning a taxi company in Oxford is, for lack of a better word, legitimacy, in that the city of Oxford demands that you buy a license for your car, which obviously is not a problem for me.
Yeah.
Um, because I was because I was underage when I tried to start it, they wouldn't allow me the license. Now I am 21 and it's legal for me to drive a taxi.
Yeah.
But in my starting up phase, it honestly wasn't exactly legal with the city.
Okay.
Um, but all that stood in the way again was a $25 license, where you have to be 21. And there's some reason for that, but nobody knows why.
Okay.
Um, and that's really the only thing that stood in my way. That and my parents' opposition, but
All right.
they're 800 miles away, so
Yeah.
I didn't really have to worry that much about them.
Yeah. Okay. Ian's business, although small, is an enterprising one. If we assess the business model, it seems effective, given the fact that he has no employees and therefore saves on costs. Additionally, his business has a unique selling point in the fact that he prices rides at only $3 an hour, which is cheaper as compared to other companies. And considering the fact that most of his customer base is students, they would obviously look for a cheaper and more attractive option. His overhead costs are also minimum because he only has to pay for car maintenance and he uses his own car, so he would be paying that anyway. His costs for publicity are also pretty cheap, considering the fact that he only has to print out flyers and he mainly uses word of mouth and social networking to bring the word out, both of which are free. And the only real drawback in this business is the fact that it involves late working hours and he has to balance both studying and work, which must be getting difficult.